Now, one player who won't be returning next year, of course, is Nerlens Noel. Big Blue Nation expected that decision and made peace with it before his announcement last week. But yesterday, Noel talked about coming back from his injury and preparing for the NBA.
Yeah, there was a consideration about coming back, but I mean, anybody that gets injured, you're probably gonna have a consideration. Just think about it. But I mean, I sat there with my family and just saw the extent of my injury, and I felt it wasn't gonna affect me too much in the draft. So I mean, I'm definitely been tackling the rehab, and my family and my decision was probably the best decision for me, I believe. I mean, just definitely the Big Blue Nation. I mean, I love playing here. It was one of the best experiences of my life. The great fans, the great atmosphere. Playing in Rep Arenas felt like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Like I never get to do that again. And I mean, it was a hard decision. And I mean, I love the Big Blue Nation. I love Coach Cal, and I mean, that was one of the best things to do here. Yeah, it'd be a dream come true, being the first pick in the NBA draft, and I mean, that's something you dream about from when you're a kid. And I mean, I'd be very blessed to be in that position and just very appreciative of it.
Now, even though he is leaving Kentucky, Noel is familiar with much of the incoming recruiting class. He played with most of them in high school against each other on the AAU circuit, and Noel said Kentucky will definitely be good with the incoming talent, as well as the returning leadership of guys like Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I played with half of those guys when I was in their class that before I was classified up, and I know how good they are. They're real good. They're real good kids, and I mean, that would have been a real special team if I had stayed. And I mean, those are great kids. They're going to have a great team next year. Even Alex and Willie coming back is going to give them good leadership, just like Terrence Jones and Deron Lamb did. That's the key players they needed to win that championship. So I feel they'll be very, very good next year. Another year, Willie could be one of the best big men in the country, definitely. I mean, I'm sure he will be. I mean, Willie's he's a freak athlete. I mean, he's 7 foot, fast, strong, quick. I mean, he has all the tangibles to be great. And I mean, next year, I'm sure he's going to dominate the collegiate rankings and move on to bigger and better things.
And Nerlens said a lot of stuff there. We'll start with Willie Cauley-Stein, potentially the best big man in the country. Do you see that? And if so, what does he need to do this summer to improve?
Well, I think he needs to improve offensive skills. But I think the way his motor runs, I think the way he was very raw last year and he still made an impact. I think his body that God gave him, the height and everything, he uses it very well. And I do think that this summer, if he works on offensive skill and continues to work on his timing on defense and his position, I do think he can be a great big man. And I know that working with Nerlens Noel last year and helped him improve, and I think this year being in those summer games, working during the offseason, just with all those great talented players, that it's going to be great for him to move into that season. He's going to be fresh, and I just think Willie Cauley-Stein's going to be a great player for sure.
I'm excited to see how much he progresses because he has, kind of like we talked with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, the things he needed to work on were kind of fundamental things that with repetition get better. Same with Willie. I mean, he's a guy already that people don't want to guard because he makes you work. He runs up and down the floor. He battles for every rebound. He makes your life hard as a defender, or if you're on offense and he's defending you, he makes it difficult. That's the hardest part to get out of guys, to pull that out. They started with that with Willie, and to see his progression, I'm excited to see that. A lot of it was, of course, because of Nerlens. Nerlens now going to the NBA. He's got the knee injury, still projected to be #1 pick in the draft. If you're a general manager, how nervous are you maybe about this knee injury, or you just pick him #1, say not a problem?
Well, I just think he's the one guy that can really impact an NBA game today. I think his defense is so good. But I also think that as far as doctors go, they're starting to know these injuries pretty well. And I think that the way they're working him out, and they say his progression's going well, it's not like these knee injuries are brand new and they don't know how to work with them.
Right.
I think they know that he can come back and play just as strong as he was before. So it's not too big of a deal, especially nowadays.